Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Wherever you are in the world today, I hope that you are doing great. Hope that all is pleasant for you. And most importantly, my friends, hope that you are in good health. Once again, my friends, welcome to the Common Sense channel. On this channel, my friends, we get to talk about those things that people know, that people have thought about, but don't often have the time to discuss. These, my friends, are the things we discuss here on the Common Sense channel. So, once again, welcome to the Common Sense channel. So, today we're going to focus on the reason why the issue of immigration will never end. Um, Sometimes I feel sorry for people who find themselves in the issue of immigration. I'm not going to say illegal immigration, I'm just going to say immigration because I'm a person of common sense. I know that all of the problems in our world are created, are packaged, are designed, and given right back to society as a problem. You understand? So, all again, I want to say this all of the issues that we have in our society, in our communities, in our nation, in our various countries are created by someone, and that will be your government. mm? And packaged well, designed, polished, and given right back to you as a problem. mm? And sad to say that because they are packaged well, designed, and given right back to you as problems, the same very people that did that are the same very people that present themselves as the savior to find solution to solve the same problem or problems that they had created. Unfortunately, there will always be scapegoats amongst us. I know YouTube don't like to hear when I use that word, but there's no way you can talk about the subject without mentioning those realistic terms, those words that will at least make sense. So that's why I use them. And freedom of speech has no boundaries because freedom of speech comes with the truth. It depends on who is presenting it. So here on the Common Sense channel, that's what I do. I come with the truth from a realistic viewpoint. Mm? Because sometimes someone has to be held accountable. The last time I checked, every country on this planet, has an artificial boundaries. They call them borders. Mm? Now, if you look at the constitution of each of these countries, right, that will be including the great United States, has something in there that says the government is responsible for making sure that the borders of these countries or their specific countries are protected by the government. How do people come into a country in the first place? They either come through the border by way of walking, car, whatever means. Someone must have let them in. The question is how, why, and when. That's the questions. Who is behind it? Who is benefiting from it? Now, the local person in the community doesn't understand that, or maybe chose not to understand it. Someone is behind everything. Whenever there is a problem, there is someone behind that who is making money, who is benefiting from it, who really wants that scenario. For the most part, we may not even know the reason why they're doing that. But at the end of the day, cash rules everything around us. Cream get the money. Dollar bill, y'all. So that's the reason why there will never be a total or completely remover of anyone in this country by the Trump administration or any administration after Trump. You can never completely eradicate illegal immigration, if that's what they call it. Because at some point, that individual must have come into this country one way or the other, and someone knew about it. And that person knew about it because they had benefited from it. So these people are used as a scapegoat. And that's the reason why you're not going to find me on my channel, on this channel, Common Sense channel, talking ill against anyone, any human being that comes into this country, because I know someone is benefiting from it. There are people that their job, their sole job, is to work with people from other countries to come into this country legally or illegally. Yes, that's their business. They make money through that. The government knows about it. But if it's an issue that someone had ran on, like Trump ran on immigration, everyone knows. But let me tell you, the people that benefits from illegal immigration in this country are Trump's buddies. Yeah. Who are these people? They are the industrialist and the capitalist. The average person in this country probably know that by now. Most of them should know that. But here's the thing. In other countries, they call it xenophobia. People take to the street, like, for example, South Africa, and they take it on these people. In this country, they are civilized. They're not going to do that. But they find a man named Trump. And let me tell you, Trump is not going to be able to deport all of these people. Look, there are entities in this country that Trump immigration ICE will never visit their corporation. Will never. Not that they don't know that they have illegals in these places, but they will never go there to try to deport any of those people. Yes. So they usually go after the usual stereotypes, the usual immigrants, illegal migrants that they deem as the deplorable. They deem as people who are not educated, people who are not contributing the level of growth that they think that they should be doing. So you can say, oh yeah, the illegals, migrant are helping in certain sectors of the economy. But when these people, not the average man now, the ones that have already stereotyped these people, when they look at them, they don't see them as important people. Because most of them are low-skill people, uneducated. In their mind now, that's how they see them. So getting rid of them won't cost anything. But there are certain of those that they'll never touch, even though they are in the same status as those deplorables, as they want to call them. So here's what I think from the Common Sense channel, that Trump doesn't have enough time. Trump is actually looking back at history from 2020 election. His main goal is to try as much as possible with the less time that he has, because we're already in August and we're already in the middle, past the middle of August. So the next 3 months, so August, September, October, November, no, then in the next 3 months, Trump has to make magic. And that magic does not mean that he's going to be able to get rid of, to deport all of the so-called, I'm going to say so-called 11 millions illegals in this country. I mean, that takes years to do. You understand? So for anyone thinking that that whatever you're seeing on TV with these eyes raiding places, taking people, these are just the deplorable, the ones that they feel are not meaningless. I think all human beings has a purpose, and our many has certain potential that they provide society. If that wasn't the case, they won't be attracted to this magnet called the United States. And check this out. This is true now. Every industrial countries in the world is a magnet. It's not just the United States. Look at Europe. All of those industrial countries in Europe, they have immigration problems too, huge. Why is that? It's because they are industrial. If you don't understand how capitalism works or industrialism works, it's all about human labor and money. You understand? Production and money, business. There are jobs that certain people can do for a certain amount. Others might do it. You understand? It's how it is. Things are what they are. But when the people of those countries, or when the people of those communities start to whistleblow, that's when the problems become an attention. The politician knows that stuff. They know these people are here. The local police know they're here. The local community know they're there. But these people have boundaries. When I say these people, I'm talking about the illegals, the so-called illegals. They have boundaries that they cannot cross. There are two types of illegals. There are the deployable illegals, the deployable ones. And there are those ones that are not deployable, the high value. They never will touch the high value illegals. They're highly protected because they are part of the upper class, the elite. So these individuals will never be touched. They are not your Fatima or your Jose or your Shantes. No, not them. Because they are not part of the stereotypes. These are the problems. So Trump doesn't have enough time. And Trump has this elephant, huge elephant, which is the November election, primary election. And if you pay attention, you will notice that Trump is talking more about election rigging, cheating. So immigration, illegal immigration. I don't want to say illegal immigration, but let's say it for the sake of this video. Illegal immigration stands in the way of this election. Trump doesn't know that he don't need illegal immigration anyway for this election, because this election is very important in this country. It's a turning point. It's a crossroad for a lot of people who are disappointed in government, in Trump. You understand? And he can have it both ways. Trump cannot have it both ways. I mean, I'm not saying they're not supporter out here. Some of them are on my platforms. They're on my platform. I know that. They're a big supporter. These people live in a different world. These people don't live in your world. These people want to have it both ways. They are just like Trump. They want the cheap labor. They want the low-skilled worker. They want all of the things that these people can offer, but their names. They don't want their names. They don't want their kind, but they want to exploit them. Joe Biden did the same thing. Unfortunately, if you talk to some of these illegals that are in this country, they'll tell you Joe Biden was a good president. And I see why they say that. Joe Biden is as much as a capitalist or industrialist as Trump. They're not different. So is Obama. So is all of them. The only time these politicians takes action is when the people start crying. It's not new. It's everywhere around the world. And they wouldn't mind throwing you under the bus, even though they know that you were the ones that even though they know that they had created the problem, as I stated in the beginning of this video, because no one comes into a country without a government acknowledgement or knowledge of their arrival here. All the people that come into this country from way back, today they call them illegal, also the government is also aware of them. They know that your local, your national, whatever, they know these people. But yeah, the reality is, and I think Trump is running out of time, and he knows it. I just don't like that they demonize the same people that they brought into this country. But again, there's the scapegoat theory, understand? That someone must take the fall. When government is inadequate, when government is not doing what they need to do by their people, if they're not providing the things that the people want, Americans, they love what they have. They love the status. We love the status, the living standard of enjoying and having the best of things. But how do you think you get all those things? Someone has to produce these things. I've always said this, Americans are not lazy. But industrialists and capitalists don't care about whether you're lazy or not. It's all about money. Wherever they can make as much money as possible, that's what they do. And I think I've established many times on my channel that industrialists and capitalists runs the world. Cash rules everything around us. Cream get the money. Dollar bill, yo. You need to understand this. If you understand this, you stop blaming Jose, Shantez, Fatima, Tubu, Kokumba, whatever is out there. You stop blaming. You be like, okay, I understand these things, except they're taken away according to you. As if industrialists don't know that. All these politicians works for industrialists and capitalists. They got to get paid one way or the other, whether through illegal immigration or legal immigration or policies making or whatever implementations. They got to get paid, man. They need the bags. And that's the truth. The only person that hasn't come to terms with this is you. who are blaming these people. I don't say all Americans. I know Americans are highly hospitable. You know what I mean? It's true. Like, because it's the only country you don't see American, like in the case of South Africa, running after immigrants with machetes and calling them all sort of like trying to close down their stores. You don't see them calling them all sort of names. Just few people that does that. But that's not the majority of Americans. At least since I've been here, I've never seen it. They can do that too if they want to. And look, xenophobia is not relegated to one culture, race, society, civilization, ethnicity. No. All human beings are xenophobic. You wait when someone enter your town or your city or your village or your village or your rural area and start to take away all the things that you enjoy or start to occupy those things that you had once enjoyed, or you feel like they're taking away your stuff. You see, that xenophobic nature will show up so fast and you would think you're racist. So all of us, we have these things in us. We want to keep those things that we think belongs to us. So back to Trump. Mr. Trump cannot deport. Don't be fooled now. Some of you that think Trump is going to deport all the illegals in this country, not going to happen, man. Maybe they're going to capture one or two. And he stated too, he was going after the criminals. I mean, everyone can agree with that. If someone is in this country and they're causing havoc, committing crimes, heinous crimes in this country should be out. But your peaceful illegals, which I think they know where they are, they know where the uppity ones are, and they know where the deployable ones are. They know where these people are. But the uppity ones, they're not going to touch. Not going to ever touch them. So just know that he's not going to be able to deport 11 millions. That number hasn't changed for the past 20 years now. That number is still the same. But I think is more than that numbers that they say. But again, we know they know where these people are. But yeah, Trump is not going to be able to get rid of all these people because it's virtually impossible. But he's going to do what he can to upset as much as he can so that in his mind, the election is not rigged. I don't know how America got to this level, but again, it's history, you know. So, but for America to get to this level, it has to be something that Trump thinks has to do with immigration, illegal immigration. So we see if he can do as much as he can, deport as much as he can to make sure, because I know they're going through the voter rolls, you know, trying to purge out people who had once voted when they had no business of voting. Because I'm 100% against that. If you're in this country, you're not legally allowed to vote, don't vote. Like for me, even if I go to my country, I can't even vote because I'm not even citizen of that country now, because I had to be American citizen. So I can't even vote. But if I'm there, I can, like in some countries, that's something you don't want to do. Instead, someone kind of push you into it, or someone know that you were participating in it. So someone must know something that I don't think someone who is in this country illegally, some of them are even afraid to even get pulled over by police, more or less getting closer to a ballot box to vote. So that myth that people are participating in election, yeah, it's stumped. Not just people, but illegals. I really want to see proof, but the government will say stuff, but they never show you proof. I mean, they can just put the pictures out there. I know they got them, but yeah, it's a country of laws too. So even though they're illegals, you can't put their pictures out. But I've seen where they put out pictures of people who were living in this country illegally and committed some terrible crimes. And their pictures were put out, yeah, for the world to see. And they were sent back to the country. So they can, even if they don't put their pictures out there, this is for you, Mr. Trump. But just put their names out. Let's see. Who are these people that voted in the election, 2020 election and 2024? So at least we know this stuff is real. Because I'm not saying that it's not real, but at least let's see. You know, and at some point you think the media, traditional media, will be on this thing. Like Trump said, they arrested some illegals that were involved in the election fraud in 2020 that got him not to win that election. Let's see these people, Mr. Trump. But yeah, it's a campaign thing. It's a campaign promise. But to be honest with you, you'll be surprised. This is my prediction. That after the election, November election, Trump will never talk about illegals in this country again. He's not going to mention it. He's not going to do ICE. I think the ICE, they're going to probably send them somewhere. They're not going to be deporting no one, absolutely no one, after this election. Because we'll be out there. I'll be out there to vote. And I will vote right. I will vote with my conscience. I'm not independent. I'm grateful that I've always been that way. I never aligned with none of these divisions, Republican or Democrat. And I think I never will. Because I know both of them are scammers. They play you. That's what they do. They play you. You know what a scammer does? A scammer play you because they think you're a fool. That's why you need people to fight. Why do they fight against scammers? Why do the government has an entire program that fights against scammers? Because they know scammers take advantage of people. If scammer takes advantage of people and they have programs that fight against scammers, that means the government needs to create a body that fight against the scams because they're scamming us. So we need to have an independent body in the government that fight against, that prosecute any politicians that scam their constituents. If you say you're going to run, like you see them running now, both Democrat and Republican Party, running for seat, they're vying for seats. They're going to go into Congress and they're going to scam their community because their various constituencies and communities that they're supposed to represent, they're going to scam them. What's a scam? You tell someone you're going to do something and you ended up not doing it. It's a scam. And you need to be prosecuted. The government set up bodies that prosecute scammers, but never prosecute themselves. And I think we ought to have a system to promote transparency in government, to promote transparency in some of the things that they do, even in their legislation. Because you can solve the issue of immigration easily. It's not a difficult thing. You can solve it. Building walls, building this, putting trillions of dollars of technology on the border is not going to solve the problem if they're not proper legislative measure taken towards solving the problem of illegal immigration or immigration in general. Because they only focus on illegal immigration. They don't focus on immigration itself. Some of us that are in this country, let me tell you, we work hard. We do everything that we have to do by the law. We don't break the law. We don't try to do anything that breaks the law. And yet, we want to have our family members visit us. And then Trump's administration is putting bans on the countries that we are from. We don't have nothing to do with your immigration issues. I don't. As far as I'm concerned, if I were given the opportunity to change that, to change one or two words or phrases that has to do with immigration laws in this country, I'll change the whole thing in 30 minutes to fix that problem. But why do I have to suffer this when I have nothing to do with it? You see the problem? This man is putting bans on countries that there are people in this United States that are citizens and they can't even have their loved ones. Some of our people have gone through interviews in various countries where the bans are, passed their interviews and everything, and yet they're still waiting for this guy to lift the ban. So now we know why he's doing this, because he don't want these people to participate in this upcoming election. Here's the thing. Trump, by now you should know, if everything goes well in this election, the only thing I'm concerned about, not the people that voting, is the machines, the technology that they're using on these elections, polling booth that I'm concerned about. I'm not concerned about that guy going to vote because I know illegals, they be scared. They don't even want people to see them or know that they are. You understand? That's what I'm concerned, the technology. And that's what Trump needs to be talking about, that technology. And I think all of these states in America don't follow Trump, what he's doing, making that's all noise. Try to make sure that would be both party develop an independent body of electoral observers, just like the United Nations would do in third world countries, that will be there. And these people need to be savvy as far as technology is concerned to make sure that nothing happens electronically or physically or in person or even on mail-in ballot. Because I know there are people that are not in the country, they're outside. If you do that, there's no way there's going to be cheating on this election. There are countries in, I don't like to use the word democracy, but there are countries in the world that go about their election because they're civilized, they're intelligent, they have a well organized system that works for them, and they do their thing and everyone get out happy. No one complains, nothing, and they move about their businesses. So I don't think that should even be a problem in this country. I mean, it's like America is kind of going backward with the government. Now with the people, it's like the government is retrogressing, it's going back. Because the government is supposed to be forward moving, never backward. But it looks like the opposite. And Trump doesn't have time. And time is of the essence. I think had Trump stayed out of that make-believe war in the so-called Middle East, maybe he would have been able to do something about illegal immigration. I think these people, for some of them that are here, there should be a path, some path for them. And I don't even look at Trump to doing that because Biden created a problem. Biden should have fixed that problem. He had good 4 years to do that. Should have done something. But as is the case with him, Biden, and the ones before him, that would be Mr. Obama. The same thing. Anyone who is an illegal immigrant in this country, do not see none of these people as your friend. That would be Obama, Joe Biden, and Mr. Trump. None of them are your friends because they set you for failure. That's the truth. They set you so you become talked about. You become ridiculed. You become the trash, the deplorable. You understand? So don't ever see them as your friend. None of them are good to you. You understand? He's not going to be able to deport all of you. That's the fact. And he knows that. The mechanism cannot even last for more than 10 years. It would take more than 20 to 30 years. If you intend to do that, which I think he doesn't, it's not his intention, but he has to please some people. Just know that in this country, there are good people. The vast majority of Americans are good, well-intentional, intentionally good. And there are some, as is the case in any society. So those are the people that are not in favor of what's happening. Me, honestly speaking, I'm in favor of legal immigration. I have numerous videos on this. But that didn't happen overnight. Someone created that system, and it keeps happening. Intentionally. So if it's something to do, do it. I mean, there are people that come to this country. They come on a visa and they stay. That should never happen. America should have a system that if you come to this country with a visa and you stamp you arrive here, if that time arrives for you to leave and you're done and you move to another state, they should have a system that should be able to track you every move that you make until you're deported. You should not be allowed to do that. Why do you need to have that kind of system? If you have that kind of system, right? That way, when someone is given an opportunity to come to this country, you know what they'll do when they come, when that time is over, the time that the visa allows them to be here, when that time is over, they'll go back. Because they learned that the last time someone that did that was arrested and sent back. They didn't stay for 1, 2, 3 years. There are millions of people in this country that lives like that. They move from one state to another. The government knows that. Now, why is that not good? Because for individuals like myself, it blocks us from having our loved ones. It gives us it doesn't make us credible when we try to bring people who are genuinely wanting to come to this country, maybe on a visit, maybe on an occasion like graduation, marriage, or maybe to do business, and they ask you, can you get a visa for me to come? So it destroys our credibilities. So that's the reason why I think there must be an elaborate system to ratify that. So if someone get a visa, they come. I'm not talking about those who are crossing the border. Those who are crossing the border, that's something government has to deal with. But those who are coming in the country legally by way of visa, there should be a system that can track you the moment you decide to overstay your visa. Yes. And in that way, it takes away all of the problems that we have with people living in this country undocumented. I mean, not just the usual people that you see. There are people from Europe too, other parts of the world, European countries, North America, wealthy people that are living in the country legally. All sort of people, yeah, all sort of people that came into this country at one point legally and now living as an undocumented person. So at this point, I just hope that something is done so that people who are in this country can have peace of mind. I mean, like the people who are gonna, I mean, you're not gonna be able to get rid of everyone. As I stated, you're not gonna be able to get rid of everyone because capitalism and industrialism are not gonna allow that. And all these politicians works for them. Yeah, they all work for them, whether you know or not, whether they accept it or not. They're all in the pockets of the industrialists and the capitalists. So at some point, Trump be going to be like, "Hey man, you gotta pause, bro. You gotta slow down, my friend. Cash rules everything around us. Cream get the money, dollar bill, y'all." Even Trump himself gonna pause. He's gonna be like, "Look, I can't send everyone away because how am I gonna be able to run my business? How am I gonna be able to run my operation? We gotta keep some. Can't send everyone." So yeah, not everyone gonna go. That's the truth. And I don't think these people that are here illegally are gonna be anywhere around your election center trying to vote if they are not planted or staged in these places by someone who knows and someone who wants them there and not your regular so-called deployable, the usual stereotypes. No, they're not gonna be there. These are your bourgeoisies, high upper class, illegal, undocumented. That's going to be there, not your usual stereotypes. So I just want to do this video because sometimes I see all the play that be going, they be playing games. The scammers be playing games, and the games it's not even new because every country that has this problem, illegal immigration problem, does the same. Yeah, you check it out. Just don't just look at what I'm saying or listen to what I'm saying. Go check all those industrial countries in the world has issue with illegal document undocumented. Hmm? I think undocumented is the best way to say it. Issues with immigration. Hmm? It's always the case. It's always going to happen. It's going to be time. It's going to rise. It's going to fall, and then it rise again and fall. It depends on the time and the seasons. It depends on what the politician wants to achieve or those in power wants to achieve. And then say, let's throw some scapegoats under the rug or under the bus or under the carpet, wherever you want to throw them. So that way we can please those people who want to be happy, the whistleblowers, the ones that think someone is taking their job and taking the opportunities and everything. Let's please them so they shut up and then go back to business. Drink some champagne, some cognac, and be happy that we're making as much money as we possibly make. So just want to say thanks to all these people that support my work, watch my video, shares my video. I thank you. We must always stand on principles. We must always stand on reality. And we, my friends, must always stand on the truth because the truth is what these people are afraid of. And they will censor your video. They will marginalize your video. They will do whatever they can so that the truth does not go out. But guess what? Someone is going to find it anyway because even if it's in the dumpster or in beneath the garbage, right? Someone is going to dig it out and find it and then disseminate that information because it's very relevant to open the eyes of the blind and heal the sick and give life to those who needs it. And that's what I do here. I hope that you are doing great. As I've always say, mm, The greatest thing that could ever happen to anyone is not the day you were born, the day you had your first car, the day you graduated from high school, the day you became a lawyer, doctor, the day you had your first apartment, the day you became whatever it is that you're working on or achieved whatever it is that you're doing. Hmm? The greatest thing that could ever happen to you, my friends, is the day you discover yourself. Because once you do that, you start to see all of the charade, all of the hoax, all of the illusion, all of the things that are in the matrix. You start to see them and they'll definitely make sense to you. And you wake up and you stand on principles and you stand on the truth. That's what's happening to some of the politicians that you see waking up. And I think it's also spreading to your traditional media. They're starting to wake up to the truth. And they, my friend, are starting to hold these corrupt, inept, incompetent politicians in our world today, messing up things and easily finding a scapegoat to blame because they have their followers out there that believe that they're working for them. They'll be surprised in November because we're going to go out there and do the right thing. I hope that you and your loved ones are doing great. Hope that all is pleasant for you. And most importantly, my friends, I hope that you are in good health. Have a pleasant day. Thank you.